All right, let's get this party started. Put the bunny back in the box. Hey, boo-boo, break out your picnic basket. And let's just say the claws are coming out. Love that movie, and I've been working on my prawn speak. All right, I'll keep working on it. One take, can you believe that? So impressive. Fire. Okay, I had to do that. Today's show is a steamy one. Now, why do you pick this movie as opposed to a more dramatic role like in Buster? All right, are you ready to rock? Let's pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Dance, dance. Middle in the middle, and you got much back. Wah, 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 wah. Super freak. Girl's a super freak. Perfect time for a little zombie shopping. You know, there's something so sexy about accents. Am I right, ladies?
I really love her voice.
More trivia for you now.
Meredith G from Charlotte, North Carolina
is happy to see this in the top spot. Oh, Johnny Depp is so great at those off-the-wall characters. Nicely done. What can you do? I can wiggle my nose. You see that now? It's time to take him down.
We are talking football movies. You look great today. What is your favorite?
Waterboy.
Waterboy. You can do it.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that guy. All right, we'll hang out. Jeesh. Welcome back to Hollywood's Top 10. I'm Lynda Halligan, and today we're counting down your favorite Best Picture Oscar winners ever. This next pick is one of those movies that started small, then got huge based on word of mouth. It got even bigger when it took home the top prize at the Oscars. Dev Patel stars as a poor teenager dominating on a game show because of his colorful life. At number 5, you put your money on Slumdog Millionaire. Good question. That's Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern playing the burglars. Both actors tended to forget they were shooting a family movie at times and ad-libbed some bad words. From bad words to bad gifts, Peter Billingsley only wants one present: an official Red Ryder carbon action 200-shot range model air rifle. Okay, but his parents say, "You'll shoot your eye out." Here he is opening a gift that he doesn't want in the audience pick for number 2, A Christmas Story. Squirrel. Sorry. Up is the first movie produced by Pixar to be shown in 3D. Watch for many more, including Cars 2, set to come out this summer, and there's even talk of re-releasing Ratatouille in 3D. In fact, Pixar re-released this movie and Part 2 in 3D back in the fall of 2009. This is where we first get introduced to all those talking playthings living in Andy's room. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen lend their voices to the audience pick for number 2, Toy Story. Welcome back to Hollywood's Top 10. I'm Lynda Halligan, and we're halfway through our countdown of your favorite Greg Kinnear movies. Up next, Kinnear plays the marketing director of a restaurant, very involved with the flavors they offer their customers. But what he's talking about here sounds much more tempting, believe me, than what's eventually found in their most popular burger. Prepare yourself, everyone. Cow feces. Yeah, at number 5, you're living in a fast food nation. Ooh la la. Antonio Banderas is originally from Spain. He made his American debut in The Mambo Kings, but he didn't speak English at the time. All his dialogue for the movie was taught to him phonetically. In either language, he's hot, caliente, handsome, guapo. You get the idea. John Travolta joins Cage in this movie, and telling them apart may be a little tricky. They play sworn enemies, one a terrorist, the other an FBI agent. But then they assume each other's physical appearance, so Cage on the outside is Travolta on the inside. Understand? At number 3, the audience wants Face Off. After getting nominated for 5 directing Oscars prior to The Departed, this was the movie that finally gave Martin Scorsese the gold. It's not gold, but blue dominating the screen in this next movie. Sam Worthington enters another world and tries to become one of the Na'vi people. Zoe Saldana becomes his closest ally and love interest. At number 4, the audience picks Avatar. Okay, a little confusing, that Sandra Bullock explaining the big lie she's gotten herself into in While You Were Sleeping. Aaron Johnson didn't only play a superhero in 2010, he also played a superstar. You can catch him in an entirely different role as legendary musician John Lennon in Nowhere Boy. Hi there, welcome to Hollywood's Top 10. I'm Lynda Halligan, and this is the show that counts down everything in movies, so it makes perfect sense to have ReelzChannel movie reviewer Richard Roper here with us today. Thanks so much for being here.
What's up, kitty cat?
What's up, Daddy-O? All right, we're talking about Oscar flubs, not people tripping up the stairway. We're talking about major mistakes when it comes to voting.
Yeah, sometimes they didn't even get the nominations right.
So let's get right into our first one.
Let's do
Number 10 on your list, Hoop Dreams, an incredible documentary about 2 inner-city Chicago kids, so you have a connection there because you're from Chicago.
Exactly.
They follow them for 5 years from high school. They dream of being basketball stars, not even nominated.
You have to watch that movie.
Absolutely, great pick. All right, number 9, Alan Rickman from Die Hard.
Yes.
Not even nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Why? Because it was an action movie?
I think, Lynda, I think that's what it is.
All right, moving on to one of my other favorites of all time, Paul Newman,
Right.
so iconic, so talented,
Yeah.
nominated for so many Oscars over the years. He doesn't win an acting Oscar till 1986, started acting in the 50s. And here's another one, very talented, but overshadowed by her beauty, kind of like you were talking about with Paul Newman.
Right.
Marilyn Monroe, you think she should have gotten nominated for Some Like It Hot.
We're just saying that these ones were better.
Right, because Forrest Gump, for instance, was a great movie. You
Sure.
know, a lot of people love it. Very quotable movie.
Right.
Won for Best Picture. Tom Hanks, of course, won. Pulp Fiction, you think should have won. It was nominated.
You do not see ordinary people on that list.
That's true. Such a well-done movie. Robert De Niro, of course, won Best Actor.
Right.
That is the role. It's like Meryl Streep in Sophie's Choice. When you say this is the role to beat, you're talking about Robert De Niro in Raging Bull.
Yeah.
He never won an award for directing, not an Oscar. He only won for special effects for 2001.
That's insane.
It is
just
insane.
crazy.
On to our next one. I think a lot of people will agree with you on this one as well. Citizen Kane, largely regarded as the best movie of all time on so
Right.
many different lists.
Right.
Nominated for Best Picture, loses to How Green Was My Valley. I'll admit I have not seen How Green Was My Valley.
Join the rest of America in having not seen How Green Was My Valley.
And now for numero uno. We just mentioned Martin Scorsese. He loses. He directs Goodfellas, but he's
Right.
beat out by Kevin Costner, who directs Dances with Wolves.
Lynda Halligan, who hosts Hollywood's Top 10 here on ReelzChannel, was invited into Burt's home in Florida and says it's like taking a walk through Hollywood history.
You couldn't get the camera through the door in the 50s. I mean, they would have, it was the size of a car.
Burt Reynolds has seen it all. The legendary actor has been working in show business since 1956 and has a room full of memorabilia to prove it.
Groucho insisted that we get in bed together. That's a picture.
From Groucho Marx to Elizabeth Taylor, Burt shared personal stories with us about his life in entertainment. He reminisced about the day he and Clint Eastwood were both fired from a job on the same day many decades ago.
I said, you know, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. And he said, why? And I said, well, I can learn how to act. You're never going to get rid of that Adam's apple. And he never has. It's really held him back, don't you think?
Burt jokes about his longtime friend, but both are true Hollywood legends.
Did Cletus call you a legend?
Sure did. Whether Burt is playing a lawbreaker like in Smokey and the Bandit, or a cop like in Sharky's Machine, he's often on one side of the law or the other. You mentioned your dad, who was a police chief and a sheriff. You've played a lot of cops. You've also played a lot of lawbreakers. Were you inspired to take some of those roles because of your dad?
Oh, yeah, yeah. He really got on me when I was not playing a lawman, when I was playing somebody else. He really gave me a hard time.
Well, I used to do some crazy things. I used to.
Though Bandit is Burt's most recognizable role, his favorite is that of Lewis in Deliverance.
We get connected up with that body and the law. This thing's gonna be hanging over us the rest of our lives.
How important was that movie to you?
It was everything for me. Deliverance was my deliverance out of television for a long time. And it was a picture that it was the most important film of my career, without doubt.
As we hung out in his billiards room and ventured down the hall into his private screening room, I love this.
Yeah.
He's not very chatty though, is he?
No, he's not.
Burt Reynolds talked about his friends, family, and career that keep him busy and happy year after year.
Well, I'm not going to retire. Somebody else may retire me, but I'm not going to retire.
For Hollywood Dailies, I'm Lynda Halligan. That's it for today's episode of Hollywood's Top 10. I'm Lynda Halligan. Be sure to join us next time right here on ReelzChannel, TV about movies. That's what I'm missing. I need a top hat. Hey, can I get a top hat? No? Oh well, I tried.